some of the basic stuff you're going to have to do living on your own, off campus, in your own little apartment, is feed yourself. Every single meal that I can think of, aside from like grilled cheese sandwich, requires some sort of a vegetable to be chopped up, added into the meal. In most cases, that's going to be an onion. This is a sharp cutting knife. It's a kitchen utility knife. It's not a butter knife. This is a cutting board. You're going to need one of these as well. You can't just chop onions on top of your desk. This is an onion. An onion has a stem and a root, and it also has a skin. What we're going to do in this is take this off, cut this in half, put the flat side down, peel the skin, and chop it. This is how you start almost every meal. Simplest meals that you can think of, a soup or a saute or anything, is going to need an onion. So this is where you're going to start your journey in cooking meals instead of ordering out. All right, let's get to it. Okay, like I said, the first step in our process is to take this part off. This is the stem. We're going to just very gently, and keeping our hands off the edge of the knife, cut this. This is a very sharp object. Don't cut your fingers. Keep your hands away from the actual cutting. Use your knuckles as a guide. The knuckles are important to keep your knife from cutting your fingers, okay? We've taken the stem off. Now what we're going to do is cut this in half. This is how we're going to do it. Remember, a knife has to be used like a saw. Hopefully you know what a saw is. Basically, you want to go back and forth, back and forth. Now that we have 2 pieces of onion, what we're going to do is peel the skin off. The skin is inedible. So what we're going to do is you're going to take this very gently off the top of the onion. Try to get as much of it as you can. We're going to take this, throw it away. Now, and this can come off too. This is not good. Okay, so now that we have the stem off, we leave this on because every single leaf inside of the onion is attached to this. This is going to help us cut this properly. Now that we have this on a flat surface, the ideal way to approach this is to go across several times and then cut down several times. And then once these two are cut, just cut across them. But just remember, always use your knuckles. Keep your thumb and your fingers away from the blade. You are going to cut your hands if you do this. But if you do this, your knuckles keep the knife away. So let's start going horizontally. We're going to keep your knife against the board and cut it. Depending on how fine you want this to be, you just basically cut across. I have a bunch of cuts horizontally. Now we want some vertical cuts. So what I'm going to do is cut this like that. You see? So if you can remember how an onion has many segments inside of it, you'll see that by doing this horizontal and vertical, now we're going to end up with little pieces of minced or chopped onions. All I have to do is just go across this right here, keeping my hands away from the knife. This is very sharp. So I'm going to go across like a saw and see what's happening. We end up with little bits and pieces of onions. This is what we're going to saute to start our meals. So very carefully, without cutting your hands, saw these pieces off. Keep your fingers out of the way. And once you get to the very end, we're going to flip the onion this way and just Draw some more lines and cut across. Make sense? Let me show you what happened. Now that I have this down, I can just cut across. Get as much of it as you can, but this part of it, we're gonna throw out. And now you have chopped onions. If you want it finer, if the recipe requires finer chops or mince, you can just make those horizontal or vertical lines a lot closer to each other. That way you end up with a minced onion. If you do this with all of the onion that you just cut up, but you only needed a little bit of it, freeze the rest. You're always gonna need onions in the freezer anyway. Just put the rest of it in the freezer, use what you need, and you're all set. Now that we're done, we're gonna have to clean this board. Right now it smells a lot like onions because you cut onions on it. You have to use a sponge to clean it nice, wipe it down as well as you can. Even if you have to wash it, go ahead and wash it. Doesn't hurt anything. But you don't want to leave onion smell on this because everything else you're gonna cut on it is gonna smell like onions. So do yourself a favor, clean it up.